Okay, y'all, this hot take central, and got another individual. I'm doing the girl edition, if you will, this time, and I wanted to I'm gonna complain about lip smacking with this girl, but here I am doing it. I was gonna do a stream of this actually on Twitch, but guess what? It said, "Oh well, the Twitch moderators won't allow you to have your settings like this." I may want, I may have a screen cap of it because I did take a shot of it and like show it if I really wanna. But you want until I know why they wouldn't let me do that because it has the word incel. So you can't say incel or simp because of that shit. And I already had my fucking original Twitch account fucking fucking Thanos before, so I'm not risking it like that again. Like I don't give a about a demonetization for yellow dollar sign, but I do care when I get my shit Thanos. So through like official moderation, like if it's just like some motherfucker trying to front me, I won't give a fuck because I have defenses for that shit. May talk about some more time, but anyway, so that's why I'm doing like this recording like this. So okay, the individual we have today is I thought it was a dude, honestly. So that's not. So I because if I didn't like press play, believe it or not, I would have said here's this dude named Vita. Like what's his name? Now I could have called myself early because like Vita does sound like a girl's name, but I just thought that this was like a dude. Like this is not like a dyke per se. She just happens to like look like a pretty guy. So like if I didn't look too carefully, I would have said that yeah, this is like a dude because I'm not really looking too hard here. But okay, let me just pull her up. It is right here. Cause okay, she doesn't look bad. Okay, like she could pull up if she really wants to, but like still like like the rules still kind of like apply. I'm gonna just talk about two things: the glasses. Like one of them glasses. Oh my god! And then who knows what kind of problems that actually has because she might go off the wall with her shit. Um, then like the forehead. So let's just get around to like actually starting. So this is called I'm 24 and I've never had a boyfriend. How about that shit? And again, this is the the Vita Diaries. So I guess it's a Vita uh La Vida Loca a nigga. I don't know what I don't know. Anyways, I'm being cringe right now. So let's just go and get started and see where we can even go with this. So all right.
So I'm 24 and I have never had a boyfriend. I'm filming in my kitchen today because I just can't be bothered to do the setup. My phone is literally leaning on a container. I can't be bothered. Um,
What did she say? Her her what's laying on a container? Oh, I think she said her iPhone. Let me go back a bit. Let me see.
Set up. My phone is literally leaning
Phone.
on a
Yeah,
container. I can't be bothered.
just I guess. She sounds she has an accent too, which is kind of like that's something one work like one can work on too. Um, So yeah, like also like the piercings, we can show the piercings. It's at least it's not on her face. Like I hate seeing that shit. And I've heard guys complain about like not necessarily like like earrings, but like if you have piercings on like your face, it's like the nose, like the lights mad distracting, but they want to feel pretty like that. It's weird to me. I'm sorry. It's just no. So yeah, at least you doesn't have that. But let's see what problems we can actually extract from this.
Um, so yeah, I have like I said, never had a boyfriend. Never went to uni, so there was not no opportunities to meet no guys in uni. Never.
You can also try to actually go out and get a boyfriend. Like boys don't have to always pull up to a bitch, to like a little girl. So apparently she doesn't know that. It sounds.
to uni. Never had no one in college, apart from me, myself, and my books. No one in high school, and if we want to take it there, child, no one in primary school either.
Wait, hold on. And she goes to private school? Wait, hold on. Go back a bit.
College, apart from me, myself, and my books.
A bitch.
No one in high school, and if we want to take it there, child, no one in primary school either.
Did she say only child? Tells him every only child? Like what? The fuck is she coming from?
The way I said that just reminded me of what was that video? The guy was like, "Hide your wife, hide your kids, and hide your goddamn hands with me." You know the one? Hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because there's everybody out here. Anyways, wait.
Really, bitch?
Let me get a little lip balm because my lips are a bit dry. Hold on. So I've always been, well,
Also, like this is not the present impression too. Like she does sound, she does act as if she's like 15 or I'd want to say, I'd want to go as low as saying 12, but I ain't getting the impression that she's like 14 or something. Like she didn't. If this little girl didn't say that she or said like in the title that she's 24, I would have been like, yeah, she still goes to like high school. Cause I'm not gonna lie, before I even clicked on this shit, I'm like, okay, like what, what high school does she go to? Like that's just in the back of my head because of my impression. So that might be a problem for her too. Damn, we're not even a free minute in. And what am I at? 5 minutes? I'm at 6 minutes, niggas. This is not good.
I would
Well, like 7 minutes in total with this recording.
say like I grew up being like a shy individual, shy person, and all of that. But around
Okay, then why are you shy? Like, let's get into that.
people I'm comfortable with, no, never been. But in general, just quiet, shy individual. Yeah, so that
Okay, but do you actually want a boyfriend though? And like that can be a problem too. Like the fact that girls don't want a boyfriend. And then like they get 24. Like this, keep in mind, this is a girl that's 24. She's like older than the guy that funnily enough that I was looking at that was younger. I think he said it was like 21, 20, something like that. Dude was hella young, pretty young buck, and she's pretty much like a young buck herself. She acts younger than this nigga. Okay, let's keep going.
that was just kind of who I always have been, and yeah.
It,
So
it, and it's like you're shy. Like this is not a good thing. It's working in your favor, little girl. Like we still need work here. Again, I'm barely even a minute in.
I wanna just quickly do a Disney. Why you lie to us like that, Disney? Disney.
And then she's talking about some Disney. What the? No, Vita, what we doing? Talking some Disney. This is why I say because everyone knows that freaking nigga. What do you think of first when you hear Disney? Mickey Mouse, Snow White and Blue Jeans, motherfucking um fucking I get Snow White, the fucking dwarves, motherfucking freaking Maleficent, Mickey if I haven't said freaking Mickey's Playhouse. Is she gonna say Mickey's Playhouse now? Like what we doing, little girl?
DreamWorks, all your movie productions. You really got it into us like real life was gonna no. Real life is not gonna be like that.
Girl, what do you actually look at that's actually appropriate for your age? And it's like freaking girls kind of tell each other that oh yeah, like it's okay to be childish. Like what? And these are like far older women that I'm talking about, still acting like little girls. So that's why I keep calling them. Guess what? Little girls. So I really hate dealing with that shit.
Even if you are the nerdy quiet girl,
In fact, hold on, little girl. Let me just see what your comments be saying, just real quick. And dude, Tom Prince, look at this shit. Girl, same. Knows that she didn't say. woman. She said girl. Like what? Wait, to even younger than this little girl. You are beautiful in every way, baby girl. Wait, hold on. What the? Why are we simping so hard? What the fuck? So like, this is like the reinforcement that I was just mentioning. They think this behavior is actually okay. And it's like I've already dealt with something like this before in my personal life, and it didn't go well. So yeah, I'm gonna need y'all to actually step up.
No,
And then it's also like I pointed this out in like my previous like Incel video with like the dude set up because he kind of looked like he owned the place. But this girl, she's even in a worse predicament here because it looks like she's going like in her closet or like right outside her closet. Like this is a straight up like her like parents' room here. Like while it's not as important for like girls to have like their own car, their own house, and their own like their own job or jobs that you really need multiple like me. But it would really help, especially if like the nigga gets fucked up somehow. Because I got fucked up before during work in the past. So I'm just saying there because especially when I get into like the whole parents thing and how bad how bad parents could be because I've actually talked to people about bad parents and it's not fucking common nowadays and shit. What's it for like dude talk about all that shit but what that shit happens to your man freaking dealing with like like the mom and dad trying to rape him. I don't know. Anything can happen with that shit. So I'm just saying there. That's especially when you would need like at least your own job, so you can get like a room for both of y'all. But anyways,
it doesn't happen like that. Unless maybe some, but not for me. So yeah, like real life is not like Disney. Real life is not like Disney. Okay.
what do you mean? Why are you talking about Disney so much? Did she just? I don't know. Maybe I should have saw it coming a mile away because she does that atypical, but not in a good way, really. Cause I'm getting so annoyed by the dating shit already. Like it's just like my ex, like it's just like my ex and her second older sister, where she looked at nothing but Disney shit too, and like it was on some mad coon shit. Like she barely acted typical. Again, it wasn't in like a good way though. Uh, I mean this case is like worse than hers, but man, dude, this is so bad already. Holy fuck.
So yeah, and I think I got that reality check real early, but you kind of.
Wait, hold on, what?
And I think I got that reality check real
You say you didn't have that reality check? It seems like it.
early, but you kind of like the craziest thing is if I had made this video like a few years ago, I would have been like very, very like hopeful and very looking for it kind of thing.
It sounds like you are now, like still. So like, can you help me with that impression right now?
And it's just like now I'm just like, ugh, child. Just like
Let
I'm
me
just
shut
really
up.
focused on myself right now. Like I've always been focused.
Oh, what was the nigga say? Give me a second. Okay, anyway, so let me go back a bit in case I missed something.
Child. Just like I'm just really focused on myself right now. Like I've always been focused on myself, but with that potential thought or maybe it will happen for me kind of thing. I know I still kind of ish, kind of ish, kind of I'm still like that ish. um,
What little girl? Like, okay. Okay. So again, she said, well, I'm trying to focus on myself. Well, like, what does that look like to you? I was giving her like an extra moment to like explain herself, but it really sounds like she doesn't know. on some what happened to me. Like, girl, like when people hear I'll work myself, they're thinking, oh, like you're actually trying to like improve yourself. It's not exactly like a whole prevention plan that you have in your head. Like, so we don't know what some shit means apparently. Well, okay, let me just give it like a good minute. If I can if I can go without pausing a whole minute. Hold
But it's just like I'm still working on myself, still learning more about myself, still discovering things about myself, still
But it's like you're 24 though. How much are y'all willing to tell like Beth that even though she's like a shy girl, she still has like fucking 4 to like a dozen friends that she talks to? Because that looks like what this is. Because like when you have like a lot of friends like that, you don't tend to work on yourself. So that really sounds like that's what's happening. Because like I've seen that shit before too, where like a gang of girls just sitting around at this freaking table at like a coffee shop at a freaking library. Um, good amount of times they tend to be young as fuck, still in high school. And they just don't work on themselves. Like I can just tell. Like they're focused on doing work, nothing else. And in fact, like she said that she's focused on just books and shit. So it's like what? Let me see. You say books. So we talking about motherfucking. We talking about like the freaking picture books. Like what this? Talking about the freaking pop. The freaking pop out books. I'm sorry, man, because she's so fucking childish. Like I don't appreciate this behavior at all. But apparently her like friends do. I think that shit is like okay.
healing from things. And really, being single literally all my life has really just put me on a path of self love, self discovery, which I love. And I'm constantly learning about myself and learning things that I like and all of that good stuff. And though I do feel like if I was in a relationship, there would have been certain experiences that I would have had that I could have learned from in different ways, but maybe not necessarily also, because I don't know, from the outside looking in, like as great as relationship I'm sure they can be, like I've heard guys just go on the internet. There's so much stories and the heartbreak and the hardships. I'm not saying that relationships aren't a great thing, or everything has their ups and downs, but I do have to say, with being single my whole life, I'm sure there are a lot of things that I have benefited from not experiencing, if that makes.
Okay, so all right, so it really does seem like she has to like. Okay, look, like I'm not gonna lie, since I don't really talk to much people really, like I'm focused on like paying rent, paying for shit, getting work done, almost constantly now. I do like the whole look away shit pretty often because like I'm not gonna get into it, but let's just say I do like certain things to, like help me focus too. But I can just tell that she just doesn't look into like male issues or like what was it? Cause she mentioned like the whole like guys going online to like date. Like she like heard shit from like guys online. He's more of like the latter, but might be both there. Cause there is a difference, believe it or not. But let me see. Cause like if she actually knew like a whole lot about male issues, she would have taught about it by now. And it really does sound like she doesn't really look into them. Just she hears stories about them. I know it kind of sounds like I'm reiterating, but this is just like helping me like remember shit. So she really doesn't sound like too prepared to actually be in like a love relationship, especially with that whole like good minute or so. Can't believe we're this early and I'm still talking this much. Oh my god. Okay. I may try to give her like another minute. So let me see here. Hold on.
Makes sense because I won't say I haven't had heartbreak, but I haven't had like, I don't even know what to say.
So wait, does that mean you never been on a date actually? Because okay, it's possible for you to like go on, at least several dates and to deal with heartbreak, like you're like okay, like well this ain't working out, like let's just split, and then like dude's like okay, like that's fine with me. Um, like that, because it really sounds like she's never at most she's been on 2 dates at the very fucking most. I'm willing to like bet. Still a decent chance that she's been on, maybe five at this point, being 24. But okay, let me think about this like a little more. Yeah, just like a whole lot of shit. She's not been like a good impression is the issue now, and she's done literally anything. So, fuck, man. Never had a boyfriend, and then people support this behavior. I don't know what it is. Really, it's one thing to like be impatient with yourself. It's another thing to like support incels like as if like they should be alone all the time because that it really sounds like we're going in that direction and no one helps with that impression. So I really feel like a whole lot of shit is like reinforced by others than her actually thinking about this shit. Because like I can just tell like on her own she really don't think about about shit. Therefore lack of research. So before I sound like a little too like too much of a broken record. Like I'll just keep going like a little more. Already get 20 minutes. Fuck me.
But yeah, I've just learned that it is okay to be single. It's completely fine to be single. I feel like the world pushes and pressures, especially young people, to find people to be with because, like, naturally. But it's just like, okay, like I've had people tell me, like, am I scared of men? Am I afraid of men? Scared of men? Afraid of man? No. No, I'm not afraid of men. I've just never been in a relationship. I've never had.
I don't know what that was about, but anyways, but it's like you're shy though, so like that includes like some fear, anxiety as on some level. And something like that level is actually higher than I thought because I like that was like a response that actually gives me that sort of like impression. But I do kind of think though it's either more like or it's even like the addition of her just not like self like like reflecting, so she won't like she doesn't like think about this shit or like puts herself in a position to actually think about that shit. Um, I think about that last point like a little more, but let's keep going. Just like get through some shit, potentially progress.
Had a committed partner. I've never had a boyfriend. I've never been a girlfriend. It's just never happened for me. No one's ever asked me to, I've just not had that experience. I don't know what that is. What is that like? What is that? um,
Okay, so again, many more eyes as she's in her looking at that shit.
so yeah, but I do think there is a lot of pressures, family pressures, societal pressures, just that even peer pressure. Can we talk about peer pressure and stuff? So there's a lot of outside pressures that come.
Okay, so the thing about pressure from like others, parents, the media, or like otherwise, um, you have to like ask yourself, okay, why should you have a girlfriend? Why should you have a boyfriend? Um, what is it? What are you getting out of it? What's the other person getting out of it? Because like I do often hear that like a whole lot of our shit is transactional, which is true. Um, at the same time though, we often way more often, practically all the time, like forget that we forget our freaking humanities, people. So like what that entails is like yeah, like a lot of things, but a major component is how we need another person inherently, because humans are social creatures, and we very very often forget that shit. So yeah, it really would help that she looked into like all that shit, because there's like a common pitfall for like not just girls but like others. So, guess what? Incels. So oh, shit. Okay, so then yeah, like watching, because I couldn't been sure that friend Guitar Man said some, said some shit like that. Oh, yeah, it's okay to be alone. What the fuck? It's like, yo, what in the like? What am I hearing, y'all? So okay, it's okay to be alone, but you're so behind though. Uh, and then like, what it can, so like I can see her also into the pitfall of okay, I'm like 38. I got a good career. Why doesn't a guy want me? Like, cause I've been hearing about that shit too. Like these older women, having like a successful career, and they are constantly, cause this is not the first time I said this in like a video, and like they wonder why. Okay, like no one wants to fuck me. What the fuck is going on here? Well, bitch, you haven't worked on yourself. And it's one thing to like say it; it's another thing to actually do it and actually know what that looks like. So it really sounds like she doesn't know either of that. Yeah, it really sounds like she doesn't know anything about all that shit. So yeah, it would really help if she saw like this shit. Some Dr. K stuff. I got to like Dr. K later. I don't know about today. I ain't getting like around to like recording more of this shit. I could have done like a stream with some other shit, but I decided to like do this. So, anyways,
from being in a relationship and high demands on being in a relationship. And you can kind of feel like a bit of an outsider because literally I'd say 99.9% of the world has been in a committed relationship or a relationship with someone. So it's just like when you're
I mean it can feel like that, but I should look at the statistics, which I'm not as a statistics guy necessarily. Um, it's not. I don't know. Maybe she's being hyperbolic with that. But yeah, it can really looks like look like that, especially when you see like couples dating practically everywhere, going to the movies, being at the beach. I don't go to the beach, but I'm still certain that that's an often thing. Or at sporting events, definitely see couples there all the fucking time. So you're like, okay, well, they go to the park and you see couples with their kids. You're like, oh man, like all these people, all these, look, everyone has like some pussy they're getting, but me, it really builds like that impression. But like, when you actually look at the data for this stuff, it's actually much lower than people think. Um, I had to really like look that shit up, but I came across it in the past. Now, if I'm looking for the shit with guys, it gets scary. Should I do it now? Give me a minute. Tell some fucking it varies. Like nigga, get the fuck out of here. Let's say it's relative for now, but we have something here. Never did slash never had a girlfriend. We're talking about 35%. Okay, but it's not okay though. The number of like guys I never dated is like higher than people think. So it's not 99% of people that are in love relationships. And it's like I kind of wonder too, like where she go to actually talk to people. It's like all I really have for now currently is like the fact that I barely talk to anyone while working, because I get mad focused when I'm working. but the best shit that I have when it comes to like public settings is going to this like university that's like close to me, but that's ever so often. But the last time I actually went, I actually talked to motherfuckers was that was like months ago, but it's still relevant. Like relevant. I want to say like that. That was like 4 months ago. I think more like three. But anyways,
You know that 0.1%. It's just like, what
and
is
it's not 0.1% though. You're not part of that. Like the margin is way higher than you think, little girl.
it about us? But it's just
So yeah, actually research.
like now it's just like maybe it's not a negative thing. It's not a what's wrong with me. It's not a why hasn't it happened for me? It hasn't happened for me because it just hasn't happened for me. I'm
Well, you should think about why it hasn't happened for you. Like I don't want to say that she thinks she's like perfect or something. More like she thinks that it's perfectly fine. Like what she's been kind of saying. Therefore, okay, like, I'm just not gonna like look into it. Which I think I fucking hate with girls too. Like they literally don't have any desire to like expand on their own knowledge. I really hate that shit.
not saying it may not ever happen to me for me, but it just hasn't. And I remember this time I was talking to my friend at the time, and she was saying, Davida, how are you ever gonna meet guys? How are you ever gonna, how
Okay, also notice that too. This is actually pretty important. She's talking about a female friend. Y'all will notice this more apparently with this other girl that I actually have in mind of covering, which is not like an incel file thing. It's just like a normal coverage thing. But yeah, these girls, these incel girls, they just talk to other girls. They never talk to other guys. Period. Practically. So that again, it's just something that I just hate seeing because it's so fucking common. And then it's like they wonder why they never have been with white guys. If the idea even comes to your mind as a concern, maybe you should like to be like, I know, I'll see if I can talk to a guy. Now that also gets into okay, what kind of guy are you looking for? Because yeah, there was one time where I tried to like I kind of fucked up here, but I tried to like try to get this one um 20 like 22-year-old girl. I know age gap, but yeah, even she sounds a little older than sounds like a little more mature than this girl. But she was like, okay, you're the type of a guy that I'm actually looking for. Guess what happened with that one? I go and go. So these old girls don't know what they fucking want, and I'm really getting that impression here because she hasn't gone into like what type of guy she actually wants. She does have a good 15 minutes left, but I doubt she will even get there. We'll see. We'll see.
how are you ever gonna meet guys if you don't go out your house? I was like, he might knock on my door one day. But I'm just
No,
like, no, I get it. Like, I know you have to put yourself out there but it's just like, it's not
yeah, like touch grass and just go out there. Yeah.
like I did. Like, I am mostly at home, but it's just like, I did go clubbing and stuff, and I do go gym and stuff, but I don't ever go out to meet people like when I go gym.
I don't suggest going to clubs. Me personally, I know that's a very common setting, but that's not something for introvert person like her self to actually go to. It's more like library clubs. See what's out there. It's generally harder for like introverts like go out there, like that. See when where they fit, because like where you fit is actually very important too. Because like if you're so wavelength with others, just isn't there. It really isn't there. It really makes you feel like you don't want to like work on it. Honestly, like where's your motivation? Freaking Virgil's in your ear with that shit constantly. So Okay, that might be an issue that she's facing as well, and she just hasn't thought about it. And then she's like, well, all these other people. That's another thing girls do too. They often compare themselves to like others because they're even more of social creatures than like guys. Um, but they can really fluctuate their soul wavelength with like kind of like anyone, especially girls. The, the soul matchmaking with like girls with like other girls is like next level. It is astronomically different. It is astronomical in comparison to like guys hanging with like getting close to like guys. So if like the whole well, is it gay? Like if that isn't like bad enough for us as it is. Um. So yeah. Anyways,
I'm not going with the intentions of meeting a guy. Like, and the thing about me is, I talk to everyone. Like everyone gets the same talk from me. Everyone gets the same conversation from me. Everyone.
what do you mean by everyone? Because it's not guys, obviously. If she mentions a whole well, this is what Todd said, this is what Michael said. I would be really surprised if she even goes there.
I don't see the male gender and then just like I talk to everyone like they're just friend. Like I just talk to everyone like
Okay, well, give us a few examples. Can you do that for us, little girl?
that. So it's just like
Have you talked to other guys?
and yeah. So I guess that there is that can be a factor too. But it's just like
It is a factor. Like, I guess it's even a bigger factor with like how often and how frequent you talk to other guys. So, anyways,
yeah. And I do think there is a difference from being lonely to being alone. I am alone, but I'm not lonely. I never feel lonely. If in fact sometimes I
so if you're alone, then you don't see like a need. Cause yeah, like there's a difference between that honestly being alone and feeling lonely. She doesn't feel lonely. Girl, like and again like the typical girl thing. She always has her girlfriends to like talk to. So like there's just like very little space of feeling lonely in that sort of sense, or like in that sort of like situation, if you will. So
even feel lonely around
therefore, no other need that you work on yourself and look at look into guys and getting like a even like a freaking guy friend. So let's see.
people than when I do when I'm on my own. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like I don't necessarily feel like, oh my gosh, I have no one, and it's just like with self love, you come to really accept yourself, and that's another thing. Like with the journey, you choose yourself. You're not really waiting to be chosen, kind of thing. If it happens, but it's just like you have to also choose yourself first. You know, not waiting to not waiting to be complete in another individual. Like, be complete in yourself. And then, you know what I mean? When the other individual comes along, y'all can go hand in hand. But
That still sounds like a whole lot of waiting. Like what the fuck? Well, be complete in yourself. Like we're just talking like we're just thinking like too small minded, like too selfishly. Thomas, oh yeah, like if you just self love, man, someone will like come along. That still sounds like waiting, cause like well, like for like a very good amount of people, like self love is actually hard. And that's for like many different reasons, but like the reasons for that can be ever expanding. But it's not simple as oh yeah, like self love, like because like imagine what those other freaking business women thought. Then told me they didn't like had the self love shit. They're like oh yeah, like freaking no one wants to fuck me, like no one wants to like get with me and shit. It's like we're just seeing like the inner workings of a pitfall waiting to like happen. Also like way later on in like life, she is very likely to be in a desperate situation because she also doesn't mention how like the window for like women to like have kids is. kind of small. Like it's not small necessarily. It's more like okay when you hit like I think I heard like I think the range is between 40 to 50. You know that's like the menopause stage. Like let me just double check that real quick because I just don't look into that shit too often. Okay, I'm actually kind of right, but it's actually scope is kind of bigger than I thought though. I got the start right essentially. So 40 to 60. It's still like a little unpredictable, so we had to get on the ball at some point. Now it's kind of a thing too where like 20s is a very good place to start having kids. Uh, 30s essentially the same story, but it gets heavy for like childbirth in like 40s. So you don't want to wait until you're 40 to have have kids, little girl. It's you want more like 20s to like 30s. I mean, honestly, it might as well be freaking 30s because like these girls that are parents like at her age and from like 18, nigga, like they be just way too young. Like they sound like well, like they literally act like they're in high school still, like on some fucking 15-year-old shit. So I really don't like dealing with that. Cause I dealt with that shit way too fucking often. I'm telling y'all right the fuck now. Like the only time I actually dealt with like a freaking like mature girl was like okay like that was when came to this one job. This one girl was kind of feeling me, and I didn't get a fuck about her, and it's a motherfucking story. But let's say we the only thing that I really fucked up on was okay, made not lock, not lock, locking in because I had like just a few problems with her, but she didn't have any problems with me. Let's just say like job separated us, but anyway, so because they didn't work for there for like long at all. Anyway, so different cliff notes. So yeah, I'm near to like actually step up with their shit and actually think about ways of stepping up. Here to come helping her impression as a girl that essentially like maturing. Because I'm not really feeling it here. Like I don't feel any BBV energy from this shit. Uh, so like I again, so like this is like my first Incel file for girls, and I hope that's not a thing really. If I'm being honest, because I don't want to deal with that shit. Freaking always like 20 something that I'm like that freaking 12, 14 and shit. Like nah, like I'm not a fan of that shit, and that might be a very good reason why they're freaking Femcels and shit.
But don't be waiting like I'm definitely not waiting for someone to make me whole.
So like those are two big things to like look out for when it comes to like this shit. Like if they act like mature, and if they're like waiting because oh yeah self love man self love.
I'm sure that that additional, person, whoever that may be, if that ever happened to me, could add to my life and vice versa, But it should never be a you feel incomplete, you don't know who you are, you're nothing without a person. Like no, it
But you said that. But you said though that you're still trying to like look into yourself, like you're still trying to self discover.
shouldn't be like that. And having around 24 years experience, I would say that
That's more like 4 years. Who the fuck she can? Little girl, you have no experience. Like, man, what the fuck we doing? Jones a tree part. I just breathe in air, little girl. Like what? Oh my god, yo. Nigga, this is my first recording of the day and it's getting this bad. Holy fuck, man. God. Oh god, you don't have no 24 years is more like no years. What? The people, what the fuck does this video say? 24 years old, never had a boyfriend. It's not rocket science. Like, so that's literally telling me zero experience. What are you gonna say? Oh, I've only dated like good, like a month in total. Like, no, nah, little girl. Like, we just stay trying to play shit on easy mode.
That singleness has definitely taught me a lot about myself and sorry, that's a different.
Is that a car? Like, they don't give a fuck. They sound look like a car that's zip by. Like, keep talking, little girl.
Hold on.
You can't edit this out, by the way.
Sorry, that's a delivery guy literally right up.
Just like I will.
Interesting guys, like no, can't stand it. It's not to say that guys haven't.
Why be so melodramatic? What the fuck? If anyone's gonna be melodramatic, it's fucking me. Okay, so I don't need. I don't need a freaking times two of that. Like I really appreciate if we refrain from that shit.
Shown any interest into me, or I haven't shown any interest in any guys, but it's just like it's just never
I
been
mean, yeah. Like then again, that is like a cringe thing that I do see often in like Disney shit. So me, I should have saw that coming and look them all away.
anything, and yeah. So I would just say if you're also young, either 24, younger, or even older, and never had a boyfriend or a girlfriend, be I'd say
I mean, are you by? Like, I don't know that.
be the I'd say be the boyfriend to yourself. Does that make any sense? What I mean is like, don't be just waiting now. Don't be waiting now. Do everything you can
What does that look like?
do for yourself. Don't be waiting for someone to take you out on a date. Take yourself out on a date, y'all. I thrive in solo dates. Like, oh my gosh, I love solo dates. Like,
How do you like address that shit? Okay, again, how do I even address that shit? It's fine. However, why are you bragging about it? Like, why do we feel like that's like the best shit ever? Like, usually like that's when I guess like more justified though when you've had like a host of bad dates and you had like all these people like just treat you badly. I don't know. Maybe she'll get into that. I highly doubt it right now. Uh, where I can see that being like a thing for them, but it does sound more like, oh yeah, like I remember. Hey Cindy, I tried myself to like Starbucks the other day. I got myself a freaking mocha. I got myself a motherfucking like, and they're like, yeah, girl, you're fine. Oh my god, I hate that shit too. Just fucking dick sucking. I was like, food of shit. Food, it's freaking food of circle jerk with these little girls. But anyways, it's like where's the room to like think about being with like other guys with that shit. So damn, freaking hour. Holy fuck. 53 minutes of fucking recording. Fuck my damn ass. Alright, so okay, so damn, we're not halfway. Like, where's the room to actually again? So she said that she was thinking about that she's okay. She's had interest. She's had like guys, but okay, but like committal issues though. We can't commit though. We can't freaking lock in though. Was the issue? So okay, that's not okay. But anyways,
Like solo dates is just that time to get to do things I love and have a fun experience doing it. Like
like having fun. So we're not just gonna like self reflect. I mean, grant like a good amount of the time, you do self reflect. Often when you're not on the computer, when you're just doing shit outside, because like us humans are built more for that. But yeah, it really sounds like that doesn't happen for her. Like her brain isn't wired like that. Like her like level reflection is very limited. So that's something that she'll have to like work on. And I wish she started on that shit much sooner. Like the moment that they should turn 18, but people kind of don't work like that. If I'm being honest, but anyways,
like go out by yourself, do things by yourself, do things you enjoy. You know, make yourself feel how you would imagine someone else you would like for them to make you feel. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's just like I want to encourage you all to stop feeling like you're missing out not being in a relationship. Though I'm sure there are lots of pros and I'm sure there's lots of
missing out. Wait, hold on. Do you feel like you're missing out? Like I don't know. Maybe that could be in the very back of her mind. Like maybe like right before she goes to sleep, she actually thinks about that. I don't fucking know. It really doesn't sound like it serves as much in her head. Like maybe 1% of the time. Like I'm not being, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like it really sounds like that shit. So fuck, man. Like, so if she, like I've been kind of saying, like she need to put herself in a better situation to where she actually thinks about about that shit. You know, knowing she, knowing she wants a guy, knowing what they can offer her, the fundamentals, like the three main fundamentals that no one gives a fuck about, but that no one gives a fuck about, but you know about anyway. Um, and what kind of guy that she wants. So she needs to think about all that, like all that shit, because we're probably halfway through right now. She's not getting gotten anything, like into any like other shit. She more focused on how other people pressure her, pretty much, instead of all of this like other shit. So like like logo, do you want to tell me how that's not stagnation?
things that can come from relationships, both positive and negative, you know? So um, I would just say it's okay. You're not alone. I know it may feel like you're
Man, that's copium. Holy shit.
alone because it's like even me when I think about like though I stick to myself, when I think about people I would hang out with in the past or just people I know in general, like everyone seems
People hung up in, like in the past, like your like who, like your girlfriends. I mean so for real again.
to be coupled up, being coupled up,
Cause I highly doubt like any dick is like involved with that shit.
had relationships, have children. It's just like some are even engaged now. I'm just like
Now before you even think about freaking children and shit, cause like girls do skip that major step of okay, like I want kids, but I'm not gonna think about their future or like security, cause neither me or my man has a job, but I freaking hate that shit too, man. Like they just get to oh kids, I freaking love kids. Let's have kids, plural kids, and the like, not just one kid. Like I freaking hate that shit too, man. Girls are just then these are the same bitches that freaking raised iPad kids. Like nigga, like what part of this is like good for anyone aside from yo selfish ass? Just one freaking little Tommy here, freaking being nurtured and shit. Then later on, if like you even get it that far, which very likely you're like get that far, and like find like a freaking desperate ass single guy. Uh, that's like the stepdad trying with this like single mom here. These bitches is the same people that freaking not only baby their freaking kids constantly, spoil them constantly, but also infantilizes them because they don't they just don't know like that next step, like that next uh leap in evolution, if you will, to like where okay, like he's like freaking 20 now, I should start 22, like a adult. They don't think about that shit. And won't I bet that's over 90% of the fucking time. Because I can't tell you just how many times I freaking have a nigga that ain't happens to me, so I don't want to hear it.
Like, raw, everyone's just on this puff, and I'm just like over here. But that's okay because everyone's journey is not going to be the same, and everyone's timing and things
Okay, but how are you actually gonna work on yours though?
are different. So it just so happens that I have made it to the age of 24 and still never had a boyfriend yet. But that's just how my life has
What's the game plan other than self love? Please tell me.
ended up being. And how wait, February, March, April, May, June, July. Yeah, in 6 months I'm 25 and I'll probably still never have one either. But it's completely okay. It's okay.
Again, Kelpian.
And like I said, if it happens, it happens. I've always said that. Like if it happens, it happens, you know.
If it happens, it happens. That's a whole lot of waiting. That's a whole lot of coping, like wearing and inhaling. Yeah, got the IV machine, low girl. We're not in the hospital. You're at home where we stagnate. Like I'm trying to remember like the other word for that shit. Where we it'll come back to me later. It'll come to me later. Like there we go. Act complacent. There we go.
You know, but it's just like now I say it with a kind of like a non-longing because I've always said that with the longing and the hoping for it to kind of
So I can. It sounds like she thinks about it, but just not deeply. Like she's a very, 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 very shallow kiddie pool ass girl. Like if I'm right, kiddie pools are freaking 4 feet or like 2 feet. Like this is freaking a guy that this is like someone that wants to be in a pool, go out swimming, but he's in the freaking kiddie pool because the freaking deep end is like a thing, and is like 7 feet. And like dude, I can't swim. I can't swim. I want to go to I want to stay at the freaking kiddie pool. Like that's what this shit is right now.
happen. It's just like now, it's just like me. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it's kind of like that kind of thing. And yeah, yeah. So yeah, I really didn't want to make this one too long because it's such a
And if I can say that shit by myself,
the topic itself. It just yeah, but and I'd like to actually say this as well. I'll encourage families to not put pressure on their single family members
well, the ones that actually are closer to their families. But anyways,
because like why? Like if we haven't already been able to experience that, putting pressure on that person to experience, it's not going to change anything. It's just going to be like another person telling me something I already know that, you know? So it's just like, don't put pressure on single people to hurry up and get in a relationship. If they want that, then let them, go for that if they want help in that area. But just stop forcing people to just get in relationships because let me tell you right now, I can guarantee you a lot of people maybe getting in relationships and end up with so much pain, so much heartbreak, and they may even have come out with a child out after it.
okay. Well, I was gonna say that that's okay, but then we said child, and then I'm like, hold on, like, well, put the song shoes down. Wait a fucking minute. So that's an issue too, though. If you're being pressured to like get in like a relationship, think about your needs first before you think about someone else's needs, and put yourself in a position to actually be able to actually conceptualize what someone's needs would, be too. Before actually jumping into that shit, because it does include like a whole lot of things. And yeah, like people that actually get into like like relationships don't look at this sort of shit. If I'm being completely honest, um, but it's something for like the main thing with this channel is that I just help people think. It like is a thing, so I can always suggest so much like on my own. But yeah, you do need to like be like religious to your soul at some point. I'm not getting that impression with like this little girl here, but you do need to like start being real to yourself and others. Yeah, that's a hard thing to like do. Being completely honest. Um, so the sooner they start on that shit, like the better. But yeah, people people really shouldn't, because I'm seeing it here too. Like I think she mentioned about the whole baby thing like what like 3 times now. Fucking. So like, that just tells you like how people's mindsets are. Like I've not mentioned a word about that shit, but she's mentioned it. Well, I think I mentioned it like once, maybe. Um, but her, she mentioned it about like 3 times now. That just tells you her priorities. I mean, I'm letting a little too far, but like into that shit. What I'm trying to get at is okay. Study your fundamentals. Um, see what y'all both need out of a like relationship. Best places to like go. See who can be in your circle, even if small, or like, even if it's big. Before we start talking about babies, so then like when I say fundamentals, that includes money. So that's probably the biggest factor there, because no one can't do anything without some money in their like in their pocket. Like, do you even have say $9 like in your freaking pocket or in your bank? Because I've heard people that just don't even have money. Period. Like even in the bank. So even girls sometimes. But anyways,
And if that person has no support, that's a lot of pressure. Do you know what I mean? That's a lot of things that you literally that person's
is that going on for you too?
life has literally changed forever
I mean, not lie, but I'm asking anyway.
now. So it's just like stop forcing single people to get in relationships. Let people live. If it happens for that person, it happens for that person. And if not, that person is still an individual. Like, why are we all forcing people to couple up and couple up and couple up and couple? Like, let it happen when it happens, if it happens,
Because motherfuckers be sped like that. It's actually con for people to be sped ass motherfuckers.
this kind of thing. Um, and yeah, and if you're a young person as well, I know, especially during school, and the hormones are kicking in now, opposite sex, yeah, 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 yeah. Like, we're all normal.
How much y'all like want to bet that she masturbates fucking twice a freaking season? Like, I'm getting that impression too, man. I'm sorry, y'all, because that. Oh my god. Oh god. Like, I, I'm almost tempted to like ask if she knows what freaking lube is.
We've all had those feelings and stuff, but it's just like it's okay to make it through high school and make it through college, and if you go uni, make it through that too. And yeah, it's just like what it's like. It's like when someone changes their age and they're like, and you're like, I do.
The fuck you mean change her age? Like, freaking, the fuck you can call that shit? It's first like transracial bullshit. Of course, transgender. Like, if you're talking about trans age, like I don't know what you can call that shit.
Do this all the time. I'm like, how does it feel? Or even if people ask me, they're like, how does it feel? I'm just like, it's just to say, it's like, what did you usually say? I feel the same, or I feel normal. Like, it's kind of like that. So it's not like, oh my gosh, you're single. What is that like? What is that like? And in what year are we in? 2024. Oh my gosh, you're single.
Okay, girl, put down the sonic shoes. Let me get in bed here.
What is that? What is that? What is? I'm just like, what do you mean? What is?
So yeah, that's a problem here too. Like if it's not like the free melodrama shit that she loves spamming. Um, the fact that she's fucking dry as shit, man. Like this is fucking. This is a fucking biscuit without water. Like she's just fucking dry. Like dude, I've not laughed a single time. Like nigga, I have to make myself fucking laugh to even get any sort of like enjoyment out of this shit. So she need to work on that shit too. Like it's like her humor is it's in the fucking gutter, dude. Like what the fuck is this shit? Maybe she got off that Disney shit. Looked at fuck man. Hold hold up. What can actually help her? Fuck. Like when I'm drawing blanks like this, that's not good either. Oh my god. Okay, what are you maturing girl? Oh fucking like Mad Chef, Kitchen Nightmares. I don't fucking know, nigga. I'm being completely honest, man. Cause like freaking K dramas aren't good. Um, don't get into because I mean those were the that's a major incel. Oh my god, that's a major incel shit. That's a major femcel. That's a major like femcel like source there. Holy fuck, man. Um, and then like the freaking uh Jose. I don't even know what just like Jose girls are even like. I even like. If I'm being honest. Yeah, the food Joshis, and those aren't good either. That's a female source. That's a femcel source too. Uh, I'm taking a fucking minute to even think about this shit. Cause like the girls that tend to be mature, usually in stuff like fucking knitting, um, like that business, like looking at business shit, um, or chefs, I guess. I'm actually trying to think about this shit. Fuck. So that might be something that I can look into there. Um, ways for girls to actually become mature without like experiencing so much, bullshit. I mean that's usually the main way anyway. If I'm being honest, but there are ways to like prevent like a fuck ton of heartbreak that girls usually go through. Like that would help me think here. So that Disney shit just ain't the way. I'm sorry, low girl.
That I came into this earth solo, and even if you're a twin, you're still an individual. So it's just like we need to stop making it such a weird thing for people, especially young people, to be single, and even older people. When it happens, if it happens,
Just and that's, she didn't go into that. So she's just being from a younger girl standpoint. Again, narrow minded, mind you. Uh, Also, when it happens, let it happen. Like, and then it's like a whole lot of these little girls are afraid of freaking being with like attractive, successful, and like the right guys. I heard that being a thing too, because they just don't know how to like handle that shit. So that's a major issue too.
let it happen. My meditation today was my
On some meditation, like you can't. Okay, like let's get shit and like yoga, but I don't think that's too helpful. I'd rather than you do that shit. Because like meditation does help. Kind of rather someone who does that shit. They're going through like a lot of shit. Um, that's when I would like suggest that shit, or like it just feels like we're doing something for the fuck of it. Not being honest.
either chakra or mantra. I'm still discovering it. But what I said when I was meditating, was it? Oh my gosh.
We need to work on our memories too, because I just find like a whole lot of times where she just like keeps forgetting shit. Because like memory is a skill. If y'all don't quote that, like just go ahead and quote it, have it somewhere, type it up, put it in a phone app. I don't give a fuck. Have it somewhere, because people literally have like no idea like about that shit. Um, and I'm seeing too that yeah, like since she doesn't know anything like about that shit, like she's at less likely to be self aware, because like that's a major issue with her too. I can already see it now. Like it's gonna be a major thing for for freaking femcells too.
What was it?
I let it come, I let it flow, I let it go.
She even has to edit it in. It took her a whole eternity apparently. Jeez.
I'm gonna have to write it. I'm gonna have to write it here because I can't remember what it was. But it's just like allow people to be, allow people to live, and allow people to actually enjoy the beauty of being solo and being single. I feel like there's such
Okay, again, so like this is copium if I'm being honest. Like, so she kind of like reinforced it herself. Like, is this what they call monk mode?
a negativeness about it, and it shouldn't really be that way. It's just like, oh my gosh, you're a woman, you're approaching your mid 20s, and you've still never been in it. I was just like, no, still, yeah.
And it's like what are you gonna do actually if you actually are in a like relationship? Because it really sounds like she has no idea what to do at that point. And finally, we got to like a third of the way in the video, and yeah, she just doesn't know what to do in a love relationship. It's kind of set in stone at this point. And since it's an unknown, she's that much more like to avoid it. So that's a major issue too. So many issues. Fuck man. Again, so I mean, Virgil, what? I'm gonna need Virgil till I talk to her because he's gonna be like, where's your motivation? Like, like no, someone ain't motivated.
Yeah, y'all want to tell me when it's gonna happen? Cause I don't know. I can't tell y'all. Like,
When you're motivated, that's when apparently, like, fuck man.
it's just not happened for me. So yeah.
And I do just want to add, guys, that I do think I need to clear up what I mean when I say single. I do feel like there are like two different
Wait, what?
singles in this world. I feel like there's the single that like modern day society views as single.
How do you divide the? Hold on, let me see
Or
this.
like, yeah, we outside, do what we want, live how we want, because we single kind of thing. And there's, if that's how you want to live your life, then that's fine. But I do feel like I genuinely need to explain that when I say I'm single, I'm solo.
What the fuck? That's not a difference. Like that's the same shit. Either way, you're not dating or we're trying to get dig necessarily. Like yo, what? What is this nigga talking about? Hold up. Okay, so anyway, so single literally means nobody but you, little girl. Like I don't know why we had to include other people like in that shit. Like what the? It's like we lost the plot, little girl. What the fuck do you you still ain't coming back home getting fucked? Like we all know what it's like being single. We all know what the fuck you mean by single. I don't care if it's you enjoying yourself or fucking not. You're still not going out with someone, or you're still not being committed to someone. Like we're not even doing any casual dates. She's literally said nothing about a fucking date. Period. Why we gotta like do mental gymnastics on this shit? God, man, she's just coming away with so many ways to freaking cope. Holy fuck! Like, it's like what
Solitude, the singlest
of not getting fucked. I know.
Pringle in the container. Like my single is very different from how the world views
No,
single.
it's not, because we all know you're well, you're not getting dicked.
I do want to
You're
be
not sucking. Like you're not taking. You're not getting bent over. Like we all know you. There's nothing. There's no part of that when it comes to your daily life, little girl. So we all know what single fucking means. It's a no brainer.
make that known that when I'm talking about singleness, it's like it's just another level of
It's like not getting digged. I know.
singleness. Not really the singleness that you
It's not. It's not really you going going out to a hotel and getting smashed on. We know
see like everybody else living and being single. It's
living like you're not getting head or like giving head.
really a more solitude, solo, um,
Solo playing with yourself. I know.
um type of singleness. Yeah.
I just want to say,
Top of not getting dick. Yes. Again, I fucking know. Again I don't even have to be Mega Man for that shit. Like I know the full picture. Especially us guys, we all know the full picture of what it's like to be dry as fuck. Downstairs, needing showers to even get sun liquidation. Needing needing a freaking shower head to even get some moisture on you.
say as well, another factor it may also be because I grew up Christian, and it's just like
Oh man, here we go. Comes some cringe stuff. Okay. What I'll say about the whole Christian stuff is okay, you can be Christian, just if you're not ready to like be a natural, nun, um, you don't have to like I mean the I guess the general rule that I'll say is okay, like the more you apply to yourself the better. Just make sure it's like actually feasible for your life, for your daily life. Or else we'll just go in like this whole like network of like, oh man, is this good? Am I doing the right thing? Because like most of us just don't do the right thing anyway. Um, and then let me see, because like at that, because like what's often is the thing is that we lose track of our humanity, of our needs and what others need. So again, so if you're not living if you're not living a life where um you just don't know or can even perceive like, okay, what does this person need? What do I need? Do I really know myself like that much? Am I getting pussy? Am I getting dick? Am I in a light relationship? Um, how many dates have I been on? Do I have a job? Do I have a car? Do I have my own living space? If you're missing just so much like personal, very essential shit in your life, then and if like a major reason is okay, I'm being Christian because like a whole lot of churches just don't push for that type of stuff. Like all they're like concerned with is your relationship to like God, and that's just not helpful a healthy way to like live life. Because sure, like while you do essentially get okay, like you shouldn't do this and that, and like treat people very very well, it doesn't get into necessarily what you need because like it takes you a whole eternity to like learn literally everything about the Bible. And people just don't have time like that, especially with our attention spans being ever so smaller. Like literally a few seconds of someone watching a video, they'll just click the fuck off. Um, and then like like you just don't know what's important, like what's the major emphasis in your life and your oppression by others. Like just because like I can't even honestly tell you like where um self awareness is like important and like comes into play in like daily life if you're just a Christian like relying so heavily on the Bible. I'll be honest. So because like I only know like a certain amount of things, not a whole list there. Um, because like a whole lot of it just goes into like history, which I'm not gonna get into. Um, I mean, if you want to do your own research on the Bible, like you're more than welcome to, but most people don't. Again, if we're being completely honest here. Uh, so I just saw it coming to be honest, because if I'm being honest, like that is the major source of Femcel, you know, and insult stuff. Because I wasn't getting anywhere if I just go to like church every day, even into like adulthood, let alone during adulthood. And yeah, I just under the impression that okay, 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 hold shit, okay, hold shit, y'all. Then it's like 30 minutes of like not of like non-recording of mute shit. So we only have 4 minutes, but apparently 4 minutes still quite a bit to me here, cause man, we get into like a whole lot of like bullshit here. So we'll see how much we can cover. Hopefully I can do this a little more concise and quickly. Cause I did go into like a whole lot of direction still with my shit. What shit I've seen upon pausing as usual. But let's see what we can do here. So what was this part again?
No real life, fam. There was no talk. There was no. There was no thought that crossed the mind about the opposite sex. You know what I mean? Well, I won't say there was no.
I can see that because you's hella immature, and then she wondered why. And she wonders why this is fucking weird. Cause what part of this is actually ladylike? That's the weird part, and you think that's okay.
No thought that crossed the mind, but there was no action that went with the thought. And I remember there was a time where it's just like when you come in like of age now, you come in of older age, it's like anything to do with the opposite sex was more about marriage. And it's like marriage. I've never even been on a date. Like
Okay, so yeah, like I don't want, but in back of my mind, like I was kind of like guessing that okay, she's been on like a date. I wanted to like give her like some leeway, yeah, like, some like leeway, but like, that's my humanity talking at the end of the day because we want to think people are at least a little better off than we think, but nah, like that's not what's happening here. She's never been on a date. She's 24. Yeah, she's acting like that's okay, and we'll get to a very egregious part a bit later on. I think it's at like the 19th or 18th minute because I was like, dude, I was finding out the head. I was finding out like out the handle. I'm not gonna lie. It gets that fucking bad. Hold up. So and been on a date. So I think I was talking a whole lot about the whole Christian thing because she does say that she's Christian. Let me give her like a good minute or like 30 seconds so you can get there. So hold up.
so it's just like yeah, that probably has a part to play in it too, like upbringing and stuff. Um, yeah. I just want to encourage any other guy or girl out there who's never been in a relationship to know that it's okay. There's nothing wrong
There
with
we go. So like copium, yeah. So if I'm listed like the five things that are like getting away here, being Christian, more on the strict side. Um, see copium, immaturity. Let me see, lack of motivation, and there's this other thing, and yeah, just not putting herself out there really. Um, because like at that point when those things are working like against you and you just don't have any plans for that shit, it's like I'm not sure what do you expect at that point. So you just logically, at least logically, you should expect nothing out of all that.
you're not just weird and different. You just haven't had a relationship yet. You know?
What the fuck is she doing, man? Like you're not a freaking ostrich. What the fuck you doing, little girl?
And to the people who still don't understand it, which I just don't get how
So
people
yeah,
can.
like I talk about that shit too. People really don't understand what it's like to be, introverted or even ambivert is like really foreign to most people. Um, like going to like bars, like it's really expected for you to like have some friends, go to bars, drink, go to parties, like have a car, like literally everyone's expected to have a fucking car. Um, not knowing that it can be very impossible, especially these days to even get one. Especially if you're not like any sort of like graduate and are currently seeing like the message like, hey, like we're moving on to like another candidate. I bet literally everyone in the U.S. has seen that message before, and most have seen that constantly. But anyways, where they just don't get hired. So it's like, yeah, like unrealistic, like expectations are a thing, and I mean you can argue that I do that too, even in this video. But my thing is, you're just not putting yourself in a situation where you can even get around to that thought. I believe that deserves like some sort of like criticism. Um, it really feels like you're not thinking about that too much, and which we'll get to why she doesn't think about that too much. Which when I heard this shit, I was like, no fucking wonder. So let me just give her like a good minute here.
Don't get that people I genuinely heard this like this like the response when I just like it's like what I'm just like yeah so it's just like guys living a life, yeah, have a look at my
Am I?
what is
Am
it, look
I?
at my banner from Bob Marley. It said love the life you live the life you love, yeah.
As in become spoiled. Like I'll get into it after like a bit here because we're getting really close.
So do that while being single, and then if someone happens to
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know why I played there. So yeah, I was confused like at that shit too, cause like I was like, what's she doing? She's like, oh yeah, like 'cause I thought she was gonna like slap someone. Like, hold up, what? Like, she really thinks that while you're trying to spoil yourself, acting selfish, and like all this shit, like just spoiling yourself, quote unquote treating yourself, uh, because I couldn't believe what the fuck I was hearing and what I was like realizing. She thinks someone will fucking love you because of that. No, bitch. It's a way to get yourself out of like a relationship. Because at that point, like, what is there to like love? You're spoiling a little fucking kid at that point. And then I like, I freaking love this girl. this little ass girl that that loves Disney. Like, why wouldn't I deal with that? What's anyone gonna actually deal with that? Honestly, like what? So like she really doesn't. So I can. So like, again, like she thinks, oh yeah, like if I keep treating myself, spoiling like myself, I'll someone will like come by and like love me while I'm watching the Disney Channel. Like, no, girl, this is not how that works. And I mean, if I haven't said it at this point, worried about that too is that like where's where's the like maturity and femininity with any of that shit? It's non-existent, and she really don't know about anything about this. But oh girl, men love femininity, and you're not exhibiting any sort of that. It's bad enough you're not showing any BBV like energy, not showing this other thing. So talking points. Okay, I was still mute. Sorry.
when you become and whole in yourself,
How about you become whole with some dick in your pussy? How about that?
and then someone must add a bit of extra love on top of that, then by all means, do you know what
Like, what part of that made sense?
I mean? Same for me. I'm talking to myself while I'm saying this too, but it's just like
I'm talking to myself.
I'm not going to feel that
I'm. Well, anyways,
I am
I.
wrong, weird, outcast, um, for not experiencing something a majority of people seem to have.
Especially when you say it, especially when you say it like that though. Like, yeah, people are gonna feel off about it. Like, I couldn't somehow I couldn't like piece it together even at this point. Like, what's going on here? It's the fact that you're really immature and don't feel the need to even be a woman is the thing. So that's fucking weird. Like that makes you really like behind, like even more behind than usual. Even um, like this is not being a introvert. This is us not maintaining or like obtaining like femininity. Like she's never said a word about that shit. Or that she even talks to any guys, let alone for an extended period of time on like a meaningful level. So that's something she can work on too. And then like the other thing about these type of like girls too is that their radar is fucked, where they just attract the wrong type of guys all the time. Yeah, even like all the time. And then like they wonder why they just they just have a strong like disdain for like guys. Um, then later on like in life like they be thinking, I mean if they just don't turn into like actual dykes, they wonder, oh man, like freaking, why isn't anyone hopping like into my pussy? Why isn't anyone giving me kids? Like when I have all this like money in a career though, this is why, because you literally didn't work on yourself. Like working on yourself and exploring yourself are two completely different fucking things. I can't even tell you just how different that shit is.
Experienced by this age now. So yeah, that
Experience what? Like going to freaking Wendy's every day. You spend freaking three on yourself over there. Like experiencing what, little girl? No dick.
that's it. I really didn't want to make it such a long video. It's just a little motivation of the day, or just like a word of the day kind of.
What motivation? Freaking bird will tell you all day that you have literally zero motivation, little girl.
No, just like if you are out there
Being
in a
spared right
loving
now.
relationship, it's completely okay. It's completely
It can play okay again. The freaking copian speaking.
fine. Um, and yeah, get to
So yeah.
know you
Hold
the same way you'd love to meet someone and get to know them and have them ask you questions and get to know you. You get to know you, understand you.
on. Okay. So yeah. If I haven't said it, because like some parts I forgot what I said honestly, but if I haven't said at this point, notice how she puts so much emphasis on you, and you alone, but and she's proud of it. Like I was even saying, like yeah, she has mad saying pride when it comes to that shit, but when it comes to other people talking, like we're talking about second person point of view. Oh, where my shoes? Yeah, like where my shoes? Like where my shoes at? That's when you get the Sonic shoes. Or you say, hey man, I got these from Sonic. My one did we turn it into spinballs? That's when she's on that shit. And then if I haven't said it too, these these type of girls, they just don't know what to do with like the the right guy, the guy that has the shit together. And then yeah, there's a good chance too that she'll just mistreat someone that she's with because of like the lack of knowledge. Like believing that she's in charge when yeah, that's not how this works. 'Cause, yeah, very, I mean, very often women fuck it up when they're in charge. It takes a very extremely special type of like woman to not let any power go to her head. And so we're seeing here, Shari feels like she can do where the fuck she wants because she wants to, solely because of that. Well, you self love, man. And again, this is not an observation. Yeah, this is an observation, not a freaking insult. Like I'm not calling her a femcel because of hate. Sure, I mean, do I have some sort of what was it? Oh, like misogyny? Sure, but I'm always trying to fight that because I see shit like this because of women believing that they're not lacking and regain their humanity because of it. Because of bitches, like her that think it's okay to actually lack and not work on it, any part of yourself and not have a game plan for that sort of shit. Okay, to make sure I'm recording. Like, when you see that shit all the fucking time, dude, it makes you think like that. Like, it makes you just like how women, hate guys for like being overly masculine. I really do not like seeing like girls just being selfish because that's not no part of that is feminine. Or like just so quick to hop into like the masculine role and then fucking it up in the long term. Again, none of that is feminine. And when you actually know what that looks like, you just can't help but feel like that just comes off as odd. Like that's off. Like it's a very constant issue I see every fucking day. I'm not joking, people.
You heal parts of you, grow all of you, and
How are you gonna grow when you spoil yourself? Tell me.
just become the best, absolute best version of yourself. And if it then
So yeah,
happens
like that's when sorry, that's when I fully like well, I realized that okay, she's just being selfish.
to be that someone, you meet someone along that journey,
So
then
yeah, tell me how you're gonna be the best version of yourself in the first place when you're just bullying yourself constantly. Like just spending freaking 50 here like at McDonald's, 30 here at this like Boville Wildwing place, 40 here at this freaking buffet place, 80 here at the movie theater, and then 60 here at the freaking like amusement park. Like what part of that is you actually improving yourself and being a better version of yourself? You tell me, little girl.
by all means, but
And then that's not how you get a guy.
don't feel like you're lacking.
Those players that I've listed are ways to like meet guys, but you be doing it the friend wrong. If you're doing it like the wrong way, if you were to like just do that, just spend so much money on yourself, and because you're not looking elsewhere, like no part of that makes you open to anything too. So last thing to think about as well.
Because you're not lacking. I'm not lacking.
You're lacking openness. That's what I'm saying.
I just haven't experienced it, but I ain't lacking, babe.
I just haven't experienced it yet. I'm not lacking anything. Hasn't make sense. I don't like Daquan, but that's why Daquan says something. It says, bitches be stupid. Like this is why you bitches are stupid. Because he's not wrong. At least on some level. But oh my god, he will cook the fuck out of this little girl. Holy fuck, man.
Baby love. I'm working on myself daily over here.
Th-
I'm loving
That
myself daily.
that's not wearing on yourself daily when you're just pulling yourself. That's not no.
Taking myself out on solo dates proudly.
Taking yourself on solo dates proudly. Again, kind of with that same pride, little girl. Like I don't. It's like I don't. And like I want to think that the freaking Washington being overly proud of being by herself. I want to think in back of like of her heads that yeah, I'm like lonely. I'm definitely crying to myself. Like this ain't the real me. I want to think that, but I've already said. I think I said like already at the point that she's a very solo little girl. And she acts like one. Like you can't get more shallow than freaking a little girl, honestly. So yeah, yeah.
Proudly eating on my own. What do you mean? Taking this ride on my
Probably
own. What do
my
you
own.
mean? So until that companion,
And then when she acts awkward, kind of panic. Why she say it like that? What the fuck is going on? Again, the same pride. Like calm that shit down, Vegeta.
if it ever comes, it's to the point where I'm just like, it is what it is. Just continue to.
So yeah, she need to learn how not be awkward. How not be awkward, um, which yeah, like takes self awareness, which I think I mentioned at this point. You need to be self aware, like take some sort of like social intelligence, EQ, if you will, like I suppose, SQ, to understand that yeah, like all this like extra movement and shit, like there's nothing. No, people don't like that. So like y'all don't see it, but yeah, I do try to like work on focusing, locking in, like keeping my hands to myself, in, like one neutral position while speaking, so I can actually focus on shit. And yeah, just have some sort of like self control. Like she just don't have that apparently. She a major lack of that. It's where you're also lacking, little girl.
Love on yourself, take yourself out on dates, treat yourself
How about you take yourself out and get some dick? How about that?
the way you would love to be treated. That's how it
Treated like what? A little girl? A dating princess? Like,
like to be my message for today.
my message for today, guys, is to don't don't even peace out. My message for today, guys, is spoil yourself. Like what the fuck? Like, dude, I was just like, what the fuck? What am I looking at, man? What is monstrosity I'm seeing on the screen, dude? It's like, yeah, I was like, man, get this shit out of my fucking face. Yeah, I lost it even more in the original live recording, but people, if you find yourself, just, so I get the impression too that yeah, maybe her like parents just spoiled her constantly, telling her that oh, yeah, like you're fine, like you're perfectly fine, like the way you are, like, and she's like, okay, well, if someone can't accept me for me, they don't deserve me. Not knowing that once you're in like a relationship that you're actually locked in on, you're gonna have to like change and evolve within that. and you had to be willing, like especially as a woman, you had to be willing to accommodate for the man. So she doesn't know what a female role even looks like. Like fuck a female role apparently. Like nigga, again, just what the fuck we doing? We have zero game plan going on. Major lack of that. So we're lacking what? Maturity, game plan, and motivation. So I want her to explain to me how that all that's playing in her favor, and think that someone's gonna be attracted to that truly, and not just kiss ass 24/7 like simping. Yeah, yeah. So she wants a fucking simp. She don't want an actual man like in her life. She wants a fucking simp. And that's the most unmanly thing possible that one can even conceive there. So I'm done. Y'all get the point right now. If I haven't said it, low girl. How it works is you start going out. Hold on. You have okay. Ideally, you would have your own car, your own house, um, and a job. You start going out. You sure survey the area, but you start visiting somewhere like repeatedly while going out that actually fits you, that you don't mind going to even. Then you find okay, like you start having like at least a few guys in mind you want to talk to and possibly hang with and potentially get with. You give those guys tests and see and like gauge their interest in you, especially the ones that you feel the most attracted to. Then you lock in, or possibly you may have them lock in, whichever works. And at that point, the things should be clear. And if that doesn't work out, go to the next area. Go down the list until you're successful. And guess what? It's much easier for you little girls to get with guys opposed to guys getting with girls. So the process is easier for y'all from the get go. I mean, y'all get the point by now. It's so much bullshit. So we're done here. I guess we can read a few comments to like wrap up. Maybe give us like a good minute here. So thanks for the help. How this help you? No, it didn't help. What the fuck? There ain't no standing in your community to judge. What is this? What? Are you obviously she's a fucking virgin. She didn't get dick. Obviously, like she has not. She had mentioned once about getting fucked or freaking bent over. Like, dude, because if not, that ain't good. It means you're willing to give yourself to people who don't give a fuck about you. Ooh. Now, how much are you willing to like bet that this comment got like a negative like response? Hold up. Liquid. Okay, I got 50 and got the right outcome. So, because someone was like, good question, and no one can defend themselves against that. I was like, Thompson, you are right. Like, fuck no. I'm in love with you. How are you in love with someone like this? Get some activities through your day. So what we're seeing here constantly too is that vast majority of comments, because this is fucking how many comments again? I want to say like 30, 18 comments. Only two were actually decent and actually criticized her black ass. Get some activities through your day. It will come. Learn about how Learn about how the game works for relationships, where you would meet men of quality. That's a good one too. That can be of your logical. Desired type. I don't think she has a desired type yet. That's another thing too. Like she don't know what she wants. Oh my god. So, but yeah, this ain't fucking there. You need to work on yourself like a lot more than you think. So I'm done here. So this is Hot Take Central, and I'm out.